Okay, amazing. Very good evening to everyone. Okay. I trust that everyone is doing well. We're just going to wait for others to join in as much as we can wait. So come in, let me know where you're joining me from. Gonna have to share this. Hello, good evening. As you come in, let me know where you're joining in from. As I try to just prompt everyone to get in as fast as possible. Let me know where you're joining in from. Say hello to me in the chat. I can read your chat and let me know if you can hear me. Very good evening to everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. And let me know where you're joining in from. Amazing. Thank you. I'm going to read your chat in a minute. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, so just a minute. Okay. That's it. Amazing. So if you're from the community, do me a favor, copy this link, go and paste it in the community and let everyone know that we are about to start. Let me know. Let me read the comments first. Hi, Victoria. Hello. Amazing. Hiya. It's good to have you from Umaya. Thank you for joining in. So if you're from the community, do me a favor, copy the link, share it in the group. We're going to start in 3 more minutes. We're just going to give people 3 more minutes to join in because thing is, we're just going to take all the things that we're going to do and we're just going to run with it. And I promise you, we're going to be out of here in half an hour. That's the longest we're going to stay here. So I'm going to try as much as possible to get people to get in as fast as they can. Today, we're going to be discussing a very important topic. So after we've discussed the topic, we'll do our graduation and present some awards, which is probably just one. And then we will say goodbye and probably bring the second cohort to an end. Welcome and welcome again. Let's give people 3 more minutes to join. 2 more minutes. So we've done 2. So we'll just give people 2 more minutes to join in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just gonna keep waiting. Let me just play some songs. I hope YouTube does not. There's a particular song that I really like. I hope they don't try to get royalty from it or try to mute it. Let me see. Where is the song again? This one. I'm just gonna play it in a very low way and just try and see if people can join in. We've got 1 more minute and then we'll start. How's your day been, Vicky? Let me know. How's your day been? Have you had a good day so far? Yeah. Let me know how your day has been. Amazing. So we've got more people getting in. We've got just 1 more minute. Let me know where you're joining in from. You're welcome to the live show. We're starting in 30 seconds. Let me know where you're joining in from. And I was asking Vicky, how's your day? Drop me a comment. I'd like to know how are you doing today. Let me know how you're doing. And we are going to be starting now. I want to say thank you very much for joining us. Let me turn off the music I was trying to play. Thank you so much for joining in. Today doubles as the webinar where we chose. If you are in the community, you probably would have noticed that we came up with 3 topics, and majority of you chose this topic, balancing modern demands and traditional values as parents. And today we're just going to spend 15 minutes of out of this webinar and graduation for the MIKEDCAREs Parenting Academy Cohort 2 program to teach a little bit about how you can balance, because this topic is quite important, because we've rounded up the 12 weeks that you've spent with us at MIKED, and we're sending you probably back to your family to probably navigate alone, kind of, unless you want to join the third cohort for the year. But then again, we wanted to just prepare your mind. It's expedient for us to prepare your mind and probably just give you certain last tips that you could use to parent in this modern world. So my goal this afternoon, or this evening, it's evening now, is to help you as a parent to see how to honor your culture, your own traditional values, whether it's Christian values, whether it has to do with respect, your faith, whatever values that you had grown up with as a young person, and you want to uphold that in this modern world. My goal today is to help you honor that and help you do it in such a way that you can still meet the realities of modern life, and you would have to approach this honoring without guilt, without shame, without power struggles, without feeling like, oh, you're doing something wrong. So my goal is to signpost you to see how you can achieve that. So then again, I would like to say welcome to this amazing excuse me, I need to have gotten a glass of water, but I'll continue. Welcome to this amazing webinar. I am so happy to see you. I was asking where you guys are joining from, and nobody's answering me yet, apart from Vicky. So I'm so happy to see Vicky. I think that is Toyin. I think so. I'm not so sure, but I think that's Pastor T. I'm not very sure, but she's the one anyway. So it's so good to see you. And as we wrap up this call, tonight's conversation is very close to my heart, and probably also close to your own heart because you chose it. Balancing modern life with the values that we hold dear. How do we do this? Because when you think about it, parenting today is not even easy. When we look at it, social media, the school expectations, school runs, our work schedules, and yet we still have to raise grounded children. We say, yeah, people are saying, oh, you've got to raise respectful children. You still see people look at you and scorn at you when they see your kids running around. You want to raise emotionally healthy children. You want to raise children that are very smart. How do we actually find this balance? How do we balance all of these demands of parenting with what is dear to us in terms of, so when we say traditional values, what you are used to, that you believe are things that are supposed to be upheld as we raise our children, things that you think that are core values that you think upheld us when we grew up, not the ones that when we're unhealthy, right? The ones that you think, oh, these are things that we are losing in this modern day parenting that you want to bring into your family. How do you balance all of the demands, technology, AI, all of those things, use of social media? How do you balance this? This is what we're going to be talking about today, and I promise you it's going to be a rewarding time. Thank you for joining in. Then again, let me know where you're joining in from, and let me know what your expectations are. So I'm going to do like a short reflection of this session. So if you are right here with me right now, I've got a 2-minute reflection for you to help me do, and I want you to put it in the comment section. So tell me, how do I put it? Which do you find harder to do? Say keeping up with modern demands like going to work, using technology or AI, school pressure if you're students, or taking your children to school, whatever thing that is kind of new in this world. Which one do you find harder doing when it has to do with that one? And on the other side, which one do you find doing maintaining all of those things I mentioned to you, work, using AI, taking your children to school, the school pressure that comes if you are a student, that is also a parent, or preserving the values of that you were raised with. For example, values of respect, because we all know that where we come from, respect is kind of a high value. Unfortunately, some people turn it into an hypocritical act, but respect was one of the values that we were brought up with. So which one do you find is easy to do? Is that respect? Is that faith? Is that discipline? I want you to drop it for me in the comment section. Which one do you find easy to do? Is it keeping up with the modern demands of work, the modern demands of the use of social media, tech, taking your children to school, or the one of upholding respect, faith, discipline? Which of them do you find easier or harder to do? I want to know. Drop it for me in the comment section. Yes, she said yes. Which one do you find easier and which one do you find harder? Drop it for me in the comment section. I want to read it. We've got 2 minutes to take that tax. Did you get my question? Just gonna hide this now. Did you get my question? I'll be waiting to take your response. Which one do you find easier doing? Or which one do you find harder? Let's take it that way. Is it, keeping up with the demands of modern parenting, or keeping up with the demand of traditional life, where traditional values? And I mentioned the examples. Which one do you find easier? I mean, harder. I don't want to use the word easier. We've got 1 more minute and I'm waiting for a response. If I don't get a response, we're not moving on. Which one do you find? Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I've got 30 more seconds. Looking at my chat. Come on now, put it in the comment section for me. I need to take that response to be sure you are here with me. Come on now. Don't be shy. Come on now. Put it in the comment section for me. Which one do you find? Let me ask that question again. Which one do you find harder? Put it in the chat for me. I'm going to just type it here. I'm waiting. Keeping up with modern demands like work, or preserving the values that you were raised with? Put it in the chat for me. Put that in the chat for me. Okay. I'm going to move on now. I need to take a response. Toyin, I'm waiting for you. I'm going to move on in 30 seconds. Oh God. Okay. Okay, so moving on. So I wanted you to do a bit of reflection with that question to see which of those things or experiences or those activities of your modern day life and probably your traditional day life was easier for you. I like to think that those of the traditional ones are kind of easier for me. I mean, that's my own perspective. You might find other ones easier. For example, I believe that disciplining and respect is something that's because we were not created, we were kind of trained in that pattern. It's easier. It comes to me easily, right? It comes to me naturally. My faith is something I want to preserve. Other things like work, school, using AI, sometimes I find it very challenging. I can bet you that it's not up to full 1 year yet. I mean, even if I think no, it's not up to a year yet, ever since I started using AI completely. And I still find it challenging to use it. And I mean, I don't really love scrolling through social media. I mean, I do it, but it's not something that I enjoy doing because there's just that fog that it brings to your brain. So for someone like me, Victoria's come said a harder balancing work and easier value and respect. I think it's something that we kind of would find easier doing, right? Because it looks like, oh, we are all on that fast pace, but the traditional values that we have are things that we can easily tilt towards because it was created in us. It was not created in us, it was imbibed in us through the disciplining and through the kind of modeling that our parents did model to us. So you find it easily instead of the other one. So moving on, I just wanted us to reflect a bit. So let's go into the main insights of this conversation. I'm going to share with you like 3 short practical points that you can use to kind of balance your modern day parenting with your traditional values. It's going to be very simple. What I'm going to say to you, number one, if you have a pen and paper, you can put it down, is redefine your traditional values for your home. This is very important because as much as you live in the modern world, one way or the other, there are going to be influences, environmental influences that will come to your child or that will come to you as a parent. But you've got to define for your family what the values of your family is. And I always say this: as a family, you must define what you stand for. In this family, we don't do so and so. And this does not apply to the kids alone; it applies to you. Sorry, it applies to your spouse, it applies to your partner, it applies to other members of your family that live with you that are not related to you by blood. So even if you have sisters, you have nephews, you have other people who live with you, you have housekeepers, everybody knows the values and the keywords that stand out in the family. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. So you've got to build it over time. You've got to speak it out over time. You've got to paste it one way or the other so that people see it and accept it. Because the moment we begin to run our homes as an institution, as a place where we understand that we come from here and eventually go out there to the society to do the things that we're already doing in the home front. We cannot be what we're not at home outside. We can't be it. So we must begin to create our home in that pattern. I mean, not making it too official and too here and there, but doing that helps us remember what we stand for, and a sense of identity helps us begin to put our life in order to fit that identity. The moment you don't know who you are and what you stand for, you can easily fall aside for anything. You can easily just be swayed by the challenges and the factors of the environment. So tradition here, when I mean tradition here, does not necessarily mean the things that your parents did. For example, you need to identify what were the traditional values that my parents did that I want to imbibe in my family. I take this, I don't take that. I take the other one. I don't think my parents did it right this way, but I think this is the other way that would work. Because remember, we are balancing modern parenting with traditional parenting, taking in the good ones and letting out the bad one or the unhealthy one. Let's put it that way. It means holding on to what is good. That's what I've been saying. Your respect, your gratitude, your family time. Family time is a big deal in this season, guys. For me, I believe that family time is such a big deal because a lot of people are not spending time with family anymore. And I do remember growing up when my dad would call family meetings for us, and to the list of us, the youngest in the family had a say in those family meetings. We just sat down. I mean, then we used to feel like, oh, my dad was just doing too much. How would he be calling family meeting? What are we talking about? But this was a time where we checked in on ourselves. We noticed that somebody was unnecessarily quiet, and we asked, why are you quiet now? We checked in on everyone to know what was going on. And as much as we felt like we're being told what to do, but those family time helped people not fall into depression as much as help people to, help track people's feelings. So you need to begin to create those family time. So are you going to be imbibing the family time, or do you want to throw it away? Or do you think, so one of the things I also want us to note is that, look, our parents probably did the family morning prayers and in the morning, and obviously some in the evening and all of that. But you are now in the modern world. You need to sit back and say, okay, the morning time, we all have our running time. We are just always in a hurry, especially now that school has started. Everyone is trying to get the child ready to get them started. And you're probably trying to meet up with your boss or trying to do something, and just you might not be able to keep your morning prayer in the morning. And by evening, when you get back, everybody's just trying to make sure that they prepare to sleep and start again. So you might not be able to do your morning prayers in the morning or in the evening. It's okay to actually do it by 4 p.m. It's okay to do it by 3 p.m. Now, this is what works for your family dynamics. So just finding that fresh way to teach what you want for your own that you have created. So number 2, what is the second practical thing that you can do to balance the demands of modern day parenting to bring in your traditional values? Use connection, not control, to teach values. We've said this over and over in our lessons, and I mean, if you don't take anything away from the 12 weeks that you've been at the parenting academy, take this back, that you cannot influence who you have not connected with. You first need to connect. That's why I like what Tony said when we're reflecting. She said, first, I need to get in touch. When we asked, oh, look, what have you taken home in this 12? We said, you need to get in touch with what my child is doing first to be able to get their attention, to be able to get them to do whatever else things that I want them to do. I think that's amazing. So creating that connection instead of control, instead of forcing obedience, you need to show why it matters. Why do you have to obey me? So, for example, in our family, we greet elders because respect helps us stay connected. You give a reason why this is a thing. It's a value that your family has to hold on to. In this family, we respect people. We respect, it doesn't matter. And so you have to respect. That means the onions for you to now respect your toddler of about 1 year old, sorry, the onions for you to respect your thought that now comes on, because in this family we don't just respect elders, we respect each other, because respect helps us stay connected. Respect comes by getting angry and still being able to master our emotions, not to use certain words when we are angry. This way, the value of respect, comes on us by the modeling that our parents model the respect, which is your role now as a modern parent, trying to bring in traditional values. Because remember, we want to uphold respect, right? So how are we going to do it? We have to model it to our 1 year old whose brain is not yet developed to understand what respect is. So we have to model what respect is. So when they do something that is not respectful, you now model it in your own scenario, role playing and all of those things. You have to be able to use those techniques in the home front to be able to connect and teach those value, instead of teaching fear and punishment and trying to make your kids obey you just because you say so. You seize opportunities to teach. Now, one of the things that I perceive some parents get from what we teach is that we're saying, look, be permissive, let your child get away with things. But no, that's not what we are teaching. We are teaching that you need to gain the skills and understanding of taking advantage of situations to teach and guide and instruct. Now, if you don't take advantage, if at every slightest opportunity that you have of your parenting, you are yelling, you are punishing, you are power struggling, trust me, your child will not learn anything from you apart from that. And when you see it play out, just rewind the camera back to yourself, because that was what you were modeling. You cannot, in parenting, is garbage in, garbage out. You cannot get what you have not been modeling. You cannot get what you have not been upholding as a parent. So these are the first two insights. First, redefine what values you're going to be standing for as your family. Use reconnection, not control, to teach your values. Number three, I was going to say, create a rhythm that would allow you connect together, that will allow your activities kind of connect. Leverage on tools, which is why we're about to create our parenting toolkit that would help parents in our next squad. So we'll give you the opportunity to be a part of it, even though you're going to be finishing. We'll give you an opportunity through emails, and we're going to send you our newsletters, and you might get a chance to be a part of that toolkit and get it for yourself and your family. So instead of just going like in a scattered way, use a rhythm to create a sense of connection in your family by making use of tools, because modern day tools with values just create a sense of connection for you. For example, if you want to learn like a new language in your family, like probably you want to learn French, you want to learn Spanish. These days, those things are a big deal. Children will know how to speak French these days, and even adults, it's a skill that you need in the modern day world. So even if you want to learn it as a family, you can use Duolingo for your language lessons. You can use that to learn together. Leverage on those tools. Make bedtime stories about your culture. For example, maybe I remember when we were growing up, my grandmom used to tell us stories. Our aunties, even younger adults who were older than us, used to tell us stories, and we just used to gather. We liked those playing in the sand. I have memories of playing in the sand, and I remember at some point I used to go to the village a lot, meet my granddad and all, and we just used to gather, drink palm wine. So create those stories, tell those stories. And one of the things I know that my mom used to connect to us a lot, My daddy used to tell us a lot of stories like that, apart from obviously Christian stories and his miracles that he had experienced from God. And that was something amazing. I don't forget those things because they were really, profound. There were stories of what God could do. And when I remember those stories, I was like, Jesus, did God do that? So for me, it was still a sense of God. But my mom did a lot of stories, and that's why we could connect a lot with her, because she would tell us all the stories that we could never have thought of in this life. The unthinkable, that's what my mom would tell you. The unthinkable story, that's what my mom is going to tell you. We hear all sorts of stories. And one of the things I also love that she did was each time someone in the family had an event, or someone significant in the family passed on, I remember attending my great grandmother's funeral as a 3-year-old. I have memories of it. My mom would take us for the funeral, or probably before she died. I remember visiting my great grandmother before she died. I lived with her for, like, I went to visit my grand auntie, and eventually my grand auntie took me to visit her, and I wanted to stay with her. I remember her cooking okra for me, and I do remember eating that okra. It felt really fresh and healthy with some dry fish. I have memories of it. And I mean, that's why when you look back to my life, you can't take family away from me. Everything about me is family. Why? My mom was so intentional about, for some reason, I don't know why she did that, but I was always attending those very significant family events, and I have memories of those connections. And you must be able to create stories around the things that you want to preserve in the mind of your child, whether you live far away or not. Bear in mind, we're not living close to my great grandparents or my grandparents. We're not living close to them. My mom had to travel to meet them. So you must find a way to create this sense of connection. Let chores include setting up like a tech space. For example, if you want to create some, like, a little bit of tech into your home, you can create something with yourself that looks a little bit techy. Maybe a tap that is running without somebody having to touch it, by just creating something that will hold it, and then maybe somebody just has to look at the tap and it comes on. There's something that you can come up with as a family by creating that. Consistency kind of builds security. So when you create a sense of rhythm that makes the family feel connected, that everybody feels like, look, I'm safe here, I'm secure here. This family is mine and I'm part of it, because you are carried along. Don't you ever think that your child is insignificant, no matter their age, even though they are one day old. In short, even if they are in the womb, don't you ever in your mind think, oh, this one is an invalid, or is a minor or something. Don't let that word that people say about children be at the back of your mind. Every time, look at your child as a significant adult, not significant, as a significant human being that needs to be guided, that would very soon be significant to the world. Very soon, it's just a snap of your finger. Before you know it, your child becomes an adult. And so you seeing that eventually this person is going to grow up, is you must begin to get them involved, so that they can learn those ropes just before they become adults, or maybe even adolescents, or even teenagers, and then adolescents, and then adulthood, and all of that. So when they learn those things, when they learn those values, it becomes easier for them to walk through. Look, if the moment you put those values in your toddler, I bet your teenager is not going to struggle. Take it from me. Come back and collect money from me. Tell me, Edidio, you said that if I do this to my toddler, this is what is going to happen. How come my teenager? I bet you. This is evidence. Evidence best practice is what I'm teaching you guys. I don't come out here and teach you what I don't know. It's evidence. It's there. The moment you model, you connect, you parent intentionally, you do all of the practical strategies that we've taught you from our parenting tools and all of that. There is at least a 90% chance that you would have a walkthrough with your teenager, unless you don't do them. You are not going to wake up one day and have it smooth by just living anyhow. You will struggle. If you're going to live anyhow, you will struggle. And at the end of the day, your teenager will repeat when they get married, or maybe when they have a child, or when they move on to their adolescence and their adulthood. They'll move on, and they'll repeat the cycle, and they'll come out like some other adults come out and say, we were beaten, or we were done this to, and we turned out well. They will, if the moment you hear somebody say, well, done this to and we turn out well, just know that their parenting, I'm sorry to say, there was dysfunctionality in it. They did not turn out well. If you turned out well, we can tell. We will tell from the way you are parenting your child. We can tell. So that's what is going to happen. You're just going to rinse and repeat, and that experience will always continue. So these are my three perfect tips I've shared with you on how you can balance those traditional values with your modern day parenting. So I have some three practical takeaways that I want you to go home with at the end of the session. We're going to be closing in 5 minutes. I hope you believe me anyways. So I'm just going to give you like action plans that you can use after this cohort, as we close this cohort. So pick one value that matters to you the most. It could be kindness, it could be honesty, it could be gratitude, whatever it is that matters to you the most. Now, remember that you are a family, so you have to do it with your partner, you've got to do it with your family. Decide for yourself, what kind of value do I want to stand for? Do we want to stand for as a family? Do we want to be known as the most charitable family, or do we want to be known as the most what's the word? Hospital family, or whatever, like hospitality, that's the word. Yeah. So do we want to be known for that? Do we want to be known for kindness? There's a family that I know that they are so great with hospitality. They are good, they are known for it, that even their youngest child knows that, look, in this house we are always receiving visitors, and we take care of them, and we make them happy that they've come in contact with our family. That whatever it is that you want to be known for, pick one of them and start putting in the work to represent that this is what you are known for as a family. And this is not just about individuals, it's about all of you collectively. So think of one modern way that you can teach it. You have to think about it. Are you going to use a gratitude journal, for example, for gratitude? Or are you going to make sure that, for example, in your house, there's kind of a kindness jar where you come and, you any kind of act that somebody does for you, you put in a text for the person, or just create something that kind of builds that value that you're going to come up with as a family. In this family, we are very hospitable. So we receive people, and so how do we show it? We are hospitable to ourselves. We are not harsh in our words. When people go on a journey and they come back, for example, in our home, that was a thing. Oh my God, my mom, she's so dramatic. I'm sorry. I would say we're hospitable and we're charitable. Those were the two things that my family stood for. And obviously, we're also a prayerful family, which is something I really appreciate. I didn't used to appreciate it then, but now I do. So I remember that my mom always, said, look, don't you ever let anyone come back home if they had gone out, especially when they went on a trip. Don't ever let anybody come back home and there is not an already made meal for them. Don't wait for somebody to come home and then you start thinking, oh, what should I make for them? Make the meal, put it on the dining, and keep it and get it ready. We didn't used to understand, because every day she'll come back and say, until we became used to it. Because my mom was always saying, look, in this family, she will do it for us. She'll remind us, she'll do it for us. Before you know it, everybody starts saying, oh, the moment somebody is coming, it became a thing. The moment somebody is coming, now becomes like a serious festival. My mom will start cooking. Oh, somebody is coming. Oh, we'll cook. Oh, we'll do this. Or we'll do that. It became a thing. Something that started as a normal, oh, make gari and keep for your mother. Or, oh, make gari and keep for your father. Just a normal conversation where my mom will come back. People not make gari for me. Please, in this house, we make gari and keep for somebody. Or we cook something and keep for the person, especially when they travel or they have gone on a long shift. My mom is a nurse, so she used to come back late and all of that. So especially when they come from a long shift, we've got to make sure that they have something to eat. And she did it for us. She didn't just tell us to do what she wasn't doing. You see what I mean? So now, what am I saying? These are the things that you need to decide on how you are going to bring it into your modern day life, even though they are traditional values, supposed traditional values. These are the things that keeps family connected, that keeps children to feel like they are still among. Like, I don't know how to use that word, if it's to feel among, or to feel like they play a role in the home. So now what you're now going to do is, after you've picked this value and you figure out a way that you're going to teach it, I want you to share it with your child in simple words. Share it with your partner. You're going to try and practice it out for this first week, and then come back to the group. I'm going to leave that group open for another 2 weeks anyways. We're going to try and leave it open for another 2 weeks, and we'll see how that goes. So let me know how you're going to put this out, and then come and share it with your child, the simple words and the practice that you guys are going to use together to get that done, and then come back to me with the results in the comment section. Let me know how that went. So you're going to identify the value, think of how you're going to teach it, share with your child and your partner, and together you guys are going to leave it out for a week or two and come back and share it with me. Is that something that we're going to do? I think it's something that we should all do. What do you guys think? Yeah? Are we good? Drop me in the comment section. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? It's something that we can do. I'm gonna put it back in the group anyways. Um put it back in the group anyways. So, my dear parents, you are doing better than you can ever imagine. You know, our children don't need us to be perfect. And I know I've said this over and over. Our children don't need us to be perfect. They need us to be present, and you just being present there changes a whole lot. Being present emotionally in a healthy way, not just being present and being chaotic. And I mean, sometimes parents are in the house and they don't want to use their eyes and see their children. Being present and being present, not just living in the house and not wanting to have an like have a say to your child, your children. They can't, you can't stand them. That's it. That's two different things, because you want to be present. You don't want to have a child that doesn't feel your presence in their life. And it's not about perfection. I mean, we've got to learn that it's okay to apologize to our children, especially when we go up and above the way we're supposed to react to certain things. You can come back and say, I reacted to that thing badly, I'm sorry. And guess what? Your children will accept you. That's the thing that blows my brain about toddlers. They are easily forgiving. They will forgive you. They will love you. In short, I don't know how. That's why people come and say, oh, I turned out well, because you can beat a child and they will forget and come out and say, oh, look, my parents are at the best in the world. But we are able to do that, to do the same thing to the children. We're not able to forgive them the way they forgive us. They see us in our worst state. Our children are the ones that receive the most vulnerable versions of us. I don't see anybody, even your partner. Some of you are kinder to your partners, of which that's great. I'm not saying no, you shouldn't be kind to your partner. You're kinder to your partners than to your children. So your partners will get to see your vulnerable side. But for your children, they receive those lashes. Oh no, they will take it. But guess what? They love you still. And it's amazing how they love us regardless of those things. And I think it's just only fair if when they mess up, we could still call them out, but in love. You see what I mean? So by blending the best of tradition and modern life, you are raising children who can thrive anywhere. They can thrive whether they are in the Western world, whether they are in Africa, wherever it is. The moment you use those strategies I have shared with you, you are just very sure that your child is going to be able to thrive in this modern. I mean, the world is going to get more modern. There's going to be a lot of artificial intelligence introduced into the world. But trust me, with the values that you imbibe in your child, they will be okay. So I'm just going to remind you that I'm going to come back to the group to ask about the update of the tax I have given. And I want to invite you, if you have benefited from this parenting cohort too, please give the link to a parent. We're gonna try and give you the link to join the next cohort, which is starting on the 31st of October. My birthday. So, anyways, cohort 3 is started 31st of October, but this time around it's just gonna be for 4 weeks. So we're gonna share the information with you. If you want to join again, that would be amazing. We welcome you to join again. I want to celebrate every one of you for completing this cohort too. And it is time to announce and celebrate. Amazing. Hello, Mark Faith. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Yeah. So Vicky said she will do. Amazing. So it's time to say our goodbyes and to say congratulations to every one of you that made it this far. Clap for yourselves. I mean, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of the task and how committed a lot of you were in executing the task and the changes that you have seen in your parenting. I think that's amazing. I think we should be proud of ourselves. So among the number of parents that we had in our community, we chose just one parent that we felt like her commitment was just something that we could not overlook. So we came up with this certificate for her, of which I'm going to send it to her back end at the end of this. I'm going to publish it here. Um, we're just going to celebrate these parents who had shown a lot of commitment, not just commitment, had kind of imbibed all the things that we shared with her, and she had seen the result, and she was engaged in the program from the beginning to the end. Guess what? This program is not a free program. A lot of times people pay for it and they don't finish it. But this parent has been committed to it from the beginning to the end and has lived through the things that we've taught. And I think it's something to honor. So this certification is not just a certification. We reached out to her and we said, look, we are going to give you 247 access to us on your parenting for the next 1 year. You are going to be able to have access. You're most welcome, Vicky. So we celebrated this parent, and I'm going to share. Wait, what did I just do? I'm going to share my screen so that we can celebrate. Where's my screen? Windows, okay. All right. So this certificate is a certificate of appreciation, and it's proudly presented to Iye Jerika Oluwatoyin Victoria. I don't know why she's bearing Igbo and Yoruba name. In recognition of your courage, your contribution, and compassionate presence during the MIKEDCAREs Raise the Parents. This is not supposed to be Raise the Parents. It's supposed to be MIKEDCAREs Parenting Academy Cohort 2. This is presented to you, and I've already reached out to you in your DM saying, look, you have 247 access to us to ask any question regarding your parenting journey, any struggles you have, or anything that you will need navigating through, or something that comes up, that pops up during your parenting journey. You can always access us after this course. So thank you for your commitment, and we wish you all the best in your parenting journey. I'm going to stop sharing the screen now, and I'm going to come back. Yes, so amazing. Thank you guys for joining. I told you guys I was going to make sure that it's not more than half an hour, and I tried, didn't I? Thank you so much for joining in, and we hope that you do have an amazing parenting journey. Never you forget that whatever happens at conception has the ability to last forever. That means whatever you model as a parent from conception has the ability to last forever, and you should be modeling a healthy parenting journey for your child. Thank you so much to my team. Thank you. I can see you, Ibinabo. Thank you, Ibinabo. Thank you, Mojisola. Thank you to Tochi. Thank you to to Imo. Thank you to everyone who works behind the scene. I know everyone knows this phase, but we have loads of people working behind the scene to make this happen. And I am so grateful for the team members that brought this to life. Thank you so much. And we will see you inside the community. Have a good afternoon or good evening. I keep saying things afternoon because it's bright. Have a good evening and God bless you. Bye. No, I think we're supposed to take questions. We're supposed to take questions. I forgot before we say bye. If you got any question, you can drop it now. I'm going to give it 1 minute. See if I can answer. I'm going to take questions. Also, if you think you can't ask it here, you can bring it to the group and ask the question, and we're happy to answer those questions. I'm so sorry I was supposed to take that question. I don't know why I was so much in a hurry. I was just worried about you guys being able to attend for that long. I wanted you guys to go back and do your Sunday evening stuff just to prepare children for school or maybe work tomorrow. So if you've got questions, this is the time we're going to be taking it. You're very much welcome, Jerika. Very much welcome. And it was such a nice time being here with you guys. I'm taking questions now. We're gonna be here for another 1 minute. We've done 20 seconds already, so we've got 40 seconds to drop a question, and I'm happy to take that question. Waiting for questions. This is how we're supposed to be partying because it's our graduation, guys. Is it easy? It's not easy now. This is how we're supposed to be dancing. Hey, hey, hey. I'm trying to avoid playing any music before YouTube will come and try to copyright this whole video that is supposed to be for learning. I don't want them to copyright it. Yes, so Vicky is dancing. Yes, so you're welcome, most welcome. This is how we're supposed to be dancing. Oh, it's our graduation. If you're in your house, go like this. It's not easy. 12 weeks. Oh my goodness. Me, I'm dancing for myself because I know it's not easy to wake up every Monday and every Wednesday and every Sunday to come out and be teaching. It's not well. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I'm so grateful to every one of you that showed up. I'm so happy that we made it through. I'm so happy. Happy for my team, happy for the mothers, the parents. I'm so happy. Waiting for question, and we're gonna call it a wrap. I'm avoiding play song for YouTube will come and copyright this our video and say that it is for some other person. All right, we'll call it a wrap, guys. Thank you for staying with me, and I hope you have an amazing evening. God bless you. Bye. Ooh.